It was almost 11 when I decided to take one last delivery before heading home. I'd been driving since late afternoon, trying to hit my weekend bonus. The city was slowing down. Bars were closing, traffic lights blinking yellow. My phone buzzed with a notification. A new order popped up. No restaurant name, just private kitchen. The address was far out, past the main road that cut through town. It promised a good tip. I hesitated for a second, then hit accept. The payout was worth it, and honestly, the idea of one quiet drive through the countryside sounded peaceful. I had no idea that peace would end before the night was over. A neatly sealed brown paper bag from a man who didn't say a word. He just handed it over with a faint smile that didn't feel real. I thanked him anyway and got back in my car. The route took me down roads I didn't recognize. The streetlights thinned out, and the houses became fewer until they vanished entirely. All I had was the voice of my GPS, calm and mechanical. In 5 miles, turn right. The further I went, the more the world around me seemed to fade. No cars, no wind, just the sound of gravel under my tires and the low hum of my engine. Around halfway there, my music stopped. No signal. My phone screen dimmed, then came back on with a faint static pop through the speakers. The silence that followed felt heavy, like the world had pressed pause. I cracked the window to get some air, but even the night outside was silent. Not a single cricket, not one frog. When I looked back down, the GPS had glitched. The blue route line started twisting in strange loops before correcting itself. Then it spoke again. Turn left, into the woods. I stared at the screen. The arrow pointed straight toward a dirt path. No signs, no road markers, just trees. At first, I thought it was a wrong turn, but the delivery time said 3 minutes away. I slowed down, scanning the area with my headlights. Between the trees, I saw a faint light, like a lantern, swaying. I pulled in slowly. Branches brushed the roof of my car. My headlights illuminated the dirt path ahead, uneven and narrow. Something about the air felt wrong. Thicker, heavier. As I followed the trail, the GPS kept whispering directions in a tone that didn't sound quite right anymore. Almost too soft, too human. Continue straight. You're almost there. The trees opened into a small clearing. There it was. A single house, tilted slightly like it had been forgotten by time. The porch light flickered weakly, the paint peeled in long, curled strips. The windows were boarded from the inside. No cars, no mailbox, no sign of life. The GPS pinged one final time. You have arrived. The name field was blank. Just customer. I killed the engine but left the headlights on. The house looked even worse under the light. The kind of place you'd see in old ghost stories your friends swear were true. I grabbed the takeout bag and stepped out. The cold hit me first. It wasn't normal night air. It was sharp, biting, the kind that crawled under your skin. Every step toward the porch made the boards creak in uneven tones, like whispers. I knocked once. The sound echoed longer than it should have. I waited. Nothing. Then, just as I turned to leave, the door groaned open an inch. From inside, a faint voice said, "Leave it on the table." It was calm, but it felt wrong, like it came from deep underground. I saw a table just inside the door. I hesitated, but eventually stepped forward and placed the bag down. The smell of damp wood and rot filled my nose. Before I could step back, the voice spoke again. "You came faster than last time." My skin crawled. I didn't respond. I just stepped back slowly until I was outside. Again. The door closed on its own with a soft click. That should have been the end of it. But when I checked my phone, the app had changed. The delivery was marked complete, but the map started rerouting again. Only this time, the drop-off address wasn't the same. It was my home address. Maybe the system bugged out, I told myself, but the route on screen traced a direct path from this old house straight back to my apartment. The estimated time read 11:33 p.m. The bag of food was still listed as undelivered. I tapped cancel delivery, but the screen flickered and went black for a moment. When it came back, and the app had reopened on its own, the voice in my GPS whispered again, "Return to sender." I got back in the car, locking the doors immediately. My heart was racing. I checked the porch one last time. The light was still flickering, but now, through the gaps in the boards, I saw something move inside. Tall, slender, bending in ways a person shouldn't. It moved closer to the door, stopping just at the frame. The porch light buzzed harder. I hit reverse and got out of there. I drove for miles, trying to find the highway. The trees looked the same in every direction. When I glanced at the rearview mirror, something caught my eye. For a split second, there was someone sitting in the back seat, a pale face, hollow eyes. I slammed the brakes, heart pounding. When I turned around, the seat was empty, but the air inside the car smelled different, like old soil. And on the back seat was the takeout bag, open. I tossed the bag onto the passenger seat and started driving faster, desperate to see any kind of light, but the GPS refused to cooperate. Every time I passed a turn, it rerouted again, repeating the same cold phrase. Arriving at destination in 3 minutes. The voice didn't sound digital anymore, it sounded like someone whispering in my ear. Eventually, I saw the clearing again, the same flickering light through the trees. I hadn't gone anywhere, I'd been driving in circles. The house looked different now. The boards on the windows were gone, and the front door was wide open. The smell of something sweet and rotten drifted through the air. On my passenger seat, the takeout bag began to move, like something was breathing inside. My phone vibrated. A message appeared on screen from customer. "You left too soon." Another followed seconds later. Tip added, $6.66. The bag ripped open, spilling dark, wet food onto the seat. I swear I saw something twitch among it, a finger, or maybe a worm that wasn't a worm. My hazard lights turned on by themselves. My car radio came alive, with static, and under it, a voice said softly, "You forgot to deliver yourself." I stumbled out of the car. The forest was dead silent. Then, across the clearing, I saw a figure standing by the porch. They were holding a phone. The Uber Eats logo glowed on the screen. As I got closer, the light from their screen illuminated their face. My own face. They smiled, and I heard my own voice speak from their mouth. "Order complete." Then, the figure stepped backward into the house and disappeared, the door closing gently behind them. When I woke up, it was morning. My car was parked outside my apartment, engine cold. No sign of the house, no bag, no dirt on the tires. I thought it was a nightmare until I opened the Uber app. My account was suspended. Under reason, it said, fraudulent delivery activity. And under recent orders, there was just one listing. It said, pending delivery, return to sender. Address, my name, my home address. Now, every night at 11:33 p.m., I get a notification. New order available. The pickup location is always the same. Private kitchen.